Bold and the Beautiful. Ins and outs on B&B in 2025. Jaw-dropping exits. Deaths and cast shake UPS. Bold and the Beautiful dives into 2026. But we're going to take a look back at the characters and actors who were in and out on B&B in 2025. From deaths to drive-bys to returns that honestly let us down, we're going to talk about it all. Steffy Forrester's 2025 maternity leave and return to Bold and the Beautiful. All right, let's get right into it and start with Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline MacInnes Wood. Fan favorite Jacqueline MacInnes Wood left for maternity leave in July 2025. She welcomed her fifth son. His name is Talon. All her kids have the coolest names. She had him with husband Elon Ruspoli. Jackie has had 5 boys since 2019. That is a whole lot of kids in just a few years. Bless her heart. I don't know how she does it. And she looks great. Always phenomenal. To facilitate Jacquie's maternity leave, though, B&B had Steffy leave town after Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, was shot and Luna Nozoa Yamada was supposedly dead for the first time. Steffy took a little vaki with the kids to clear her head. And then Jacquie was back from her baby leave in September. And of course, Steffy had a lot to catch up on, and she's been busy since she got back. Is Luna Nozoa really dead? Lisa Yamada's shocking bold and the beautiful exit. That leads us to the next character who left us supposedly dead, but there's a lot of red flags that she survived. And of course, we're talking about Luna. We saw that Lisa Yamada wrapped her most recent run as Luna when the Psycho escaped prison. Finn's Tanner Novlin daughter got out and she triggered a massive manhunt, or woman hunt, I guess. And then Luna showed up at the beach house in Malibu and told Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, she had miscarried their baby. Then Luna ran off running around the dunes with people chasing her with cell phone flashlights, and she wound up running into traffic, and Miss Dillon, Sydney Bullock, hit Luna with her car. Lisa Yamada's character was declared dead, but it happened very abruptly. We didn't even see a corpse and didn't get a memorial. We got nothing. So many fans suspect Luna is not dead and may return again someday. We could even get her back in 2026. Matthew Atkinson returns as Thomas Forrester on B&B. The next cast change to talk about is fan favorite Matthew Atkinson. He's been in and out a few times this year as Thomas Forrester after a gap of like a year of not being on screen. In March 2024, we had Thomas move to Europe with Douglas Forrester, Henry Joseph Samry, after Hope Logan, Annika Noel, rejected his second marriage proposal, and Thomas ran off and got engaged to Paris Buckingham, Diamond White. But then Thomas returned in September 2025 to confront Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, for getting back with Ridge Forrester, Torsten Kay, and breaking his mom Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig Hart. That was when Jacqueline MacInnes Wood was on maternity leave and they needed one of Ridge's and Taylor's kids to show up for this confrontation because it couldn't go unremarked. So, for my money, that was a pretty lame appearance because Thomas ranted for about a minute and then hugged it out with Brooke and accepted her as Ridge's new wife and immediately got over Taylor's heartbreak. It was ridiculous. And then, of course, we got Thomas back in December when he announced he was going to work on Hope for the Future, which forced Hope to fire Deke Sharp, Harrison Cohn. But Matthew Atkinson is not sticking around. They already took him off the opening credits, and I suspect he came back just to trigger Hope to be so upset that she may actually leave Forrester Creations, maybe go over to Logan Designs. I don't expect to see Thomas back much in 2026, but we'll see how it goes. Henry Joseph Samry's brief return as Douglas Forrester on Bold and the Beautiful. That leads us into Henry Joseph Samry's exit as Douglas Forrester. We had Henry back in December 2025 for his mom, Hope's wedding to Liam, but we only got 3 episodes of him as Douglas, and then he left again. Of course, we may get Henry back again at some point in 2026, though that remains to be seen. The mystery of R.J. Forrester and rumored recast Brian Nicoletti. I also want to talk about another cast change that may have been triggered in 2025, but won't fully manifest until this year. Joshua Hoffman was out at Bold and the Beautiful as R.J. Forrester in October of 2024. Just gone one day. Poof! No explanation for the character exit. It's insane when B&B pulls stuff like this, and they just ignore an actor exit. Never confirm it, never address it, and if it's addressed, sometimes they even deny it. It's the craziest, weirdest, most murky PR strategy I've seen on any soap. So, while Joshua Hoffman didn't leave in 2025, I mention RJ because the soap may have already recast the character in 2025, and we could see a new RJ debuting early this year. There's a young actor, very muscular, very cute, very much the same style as Joshua Hoffman. His name is Brian Nicoletti, and he was spotted at the B&B holiday cast party. He posed for a photo with John McCook and Torsten Kay. You can kind of see a little family resemblance. If he is RJ, that photo makes sense because that would be 3 generations of Forrester men, technically Maroons. But Brian is followed by and followed back on Instagram by a bunch of B&B cast members, actors, and producers. So yeah, I feel like he is coming to Bold and the Beautiful, and maybe he's going to be RJ, maybe he's going to be somebody else. Ridge and Brooke's son may turn back up at Forrester Creations to help play dirty against Katie's rival fashion house. B&B spoilers have Brooke and Ridge starting to make sketchy moves to sabotage Katie this week. Muriel Hilaire and the future of Daphne Rose. Next, we also saw Muriel Hilaire in and out as Daphne Rose the Perfume Nose. In May of 2025, Muriel's character moved back to France after Carter Walton, Lauren St. Victor, got back with Hope, and that really hurt her because she had fallen for Carter. But Daphne was back in July, right after Hope and Carter got engaged, and then their engagement ended. So Hope could be with Liam, and then Daphne was shooting her shot with Carter. But Daphne is making Carter work for it, which I like. They are closer now under the Christmas mistletoe, and I expect Daphne to stick around. Status updates for Poppy Nozoa and Lee Finnegan. We also have Romy Park seemingly gone, although she is still in the Bold and the Beautiful opening credits for now. Poppy Nozoa has been off-screen since her daughter Luna was supposedly killed after being run over. I do suspect we'll get Poppy back at some point in 2026, especially if Luna comes back from the dead yet again. By the same token, we've not seen much of Lee Finnegan. Actress Naomi Matsuda. I do expect her back in 2026, especially since she and Sheila Carter, Kimberlin Brown, are friends. Jack Wagner's disappointing return as Nick Marone on Bold and the Beautiful. We also had the last thing I want to talk about. Talk about a disappointing return. Jack Wagner was back from June to August 2025 as Nick Marone. This return was heavily promoted as this brand new big chance of romance for Nick and Brooke. After barely kissing her, Nick had an engagement ring ready to propose to Brooke in Italy. And instead, she fell off the back of Nick's boat. Ridge fished her out of the Mediterranean, did CPR, then they got married, and the CEO has said in interviews that Nick and Brooke had a real shot at romance. The actor hinted he'd be back again as Nick for maybe an ongoing Brooke and Nick story. Obviously, he was saying info, I'm sure, that he was told to say or allowed to say. That's how these things work. But none of that manifested. It felt to me in hindsight like B&B was promoting this to drive ratings with maybe no intention to ever follow through, because it definitely did not manifest. Most disappointing return of the year for me, even though I love Jack Wagner. Drop your comments on cast changes and who you're going to miss that left B&B in 2025. Today is a somber day for the fans of the Bold and the Beautiful. As we stand at the threshold of 2026, looking back at the whirlwind that was 2025, the landscape of Los Angeles fashion and Forrester family drama has been forever altered. It has been a year of very sad news, unexpected goodbyes, and casting shifts that have left the fandom in a state of shock. From the potential end of an era for the show's patriarch to the bloodiest hospital rush in soap history, here is your definitive guide to the jaw-dropping exits, deaths, and cast shakeups that rocked B&B in 2025. Broken Heart, the end of an era? John McCook and the retirement rumors. The biggest sad news that sent ripples through the soap world involved the legendary John McCook, Eric Forrester. For months, rumors swirled that the only original male cast member was finally hanging up his tuxedo. The drama reached a fever pitch in December 2025, when the show aired a surprise retirement party for Eric. Seeing the Forrester patriarch look back on his legacy felt like a final goodbye. Ridge's Torsten K. firm stance on keeping his father away from the stress of the business added fuel to the fire, making fans fear that the show was pushing out the heart and soul of Forrester Creations. The reality, in a move of intellectual honesty and relief for fans, John McCook himself set the record straight on the Soapy podcast. The 81-year-old actor stated, "I am not going to leave. I have no reason to leave. I will just sit here one day and they're going to call my wife and say, 'He's dead, come get him.'" While Eric Forrester remains on our screens, the emotional weight of 2025's retirement storyline served as a stark reminder that our favorite legends won't be around forever. Coffin, the death toll. Who didn't survive 2025? 2025 wasn't just about boardroom battles. It was about life and death. The most controversial storyline involved the Looney Luna arc, which took a dark and final turn. 1. Luna Nozawa's violent end. After a reign of terror that saw her revealed as a murderess, Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, met a shocking fate. In a high-stakes manhunt, Luna was run over by a car driven by the newcomer Miss Dillon. While she was declared dead, the lack of a visible corpse or a formal memorial has left fans divided. Status: declared dead, but in the soap world, is anyone really gone? The aftermath. Her death sent Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park, into an off-screen spiral, leaving the Nozawa family presence on the show almost non-existent. 2. The Liam Spencer body bag scare. Perhaps the most very sad news of the year was the terrifying health crisis for Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton. After being caught in the crossfire of Luna's madness, Liam suffered a brain bleed and a later diagnosis that had fans certain he was headed for the morgue. The twist: while the show teased a body bag ending for Liam, he ultimately survived, leading to a massive romantic reunion with Hope Logan. Door major exits. The empty desks at Forrester Creations. Several fan favorites packed their bags this year, some with fanfare and others with a mysterious poof into the night. Matthew Atkinson, Thomas Forrester. Thomas Forrester has been the in and out king of 2025. After moving to France with Douglas early in the year, he made a series of brief, high-impact returns, most notably in September to confront Brooke and again in December for Hope and Liam's wedding. The verdict: despite his returns, Matthew Atkinson has been removed from the opening credits. Sources confirm he is not sticking around for a long-term run, leaving a massive hole in the Forrester design team. Joshua Hoffman, R.J. Forrester. In one of the craziest PR strategies in soap history, R.J. Forrester simply vanished. Joshua Hoffman's name disappeared from the credits without a single on-screen explanation. The rumor mill. Reports suggest a recast is already in the works. Actor Brian Nicoletti was spotted at the B&B holiday party, sparking rumors that a new, more muscular RJ will debut in early 2026 to pick up the mantle. Henry Joseph Samory Douglas Forrester. The youngest Forrester favorite also made a brief exit after appearing for only 3 episodes in December. While the door is open for his return, the loss of the Hope Thomas-Douglas dynamic has shifted the show's focus significantly. Counterclockwise arrows button cast shake UPS, the ins of 2025. While we lost some greats, 2025 introduced new blood and brought back legacy faces to fill the void. Actor character role / impact Muriel Hilaire Daphne, Rose the Perfume Nose, who has become a major romantic foil for Carter. Harrison Condeek Sharp Deacon's son, who caused immediate friction by taking, and then losing, a job at FC. Jack Wagner-Nick Marone returned for a highly promoted arc that unfortunately fizzled out by August. Rebecca Boudig-Diar. Taylor Hay cemented her place as the new Taylor, navigating a health crisis and a failed engagement to Ridge. Faced with monocle, what's next? A glimpse into 2026. The year ended with a bittersweet milestone. The show moved out of its home of 38 years at CBS Television City to relocate to Sunset Las Palmas Studios. This physical exit mirrors the narrative shifts we've seen on screen. As we move into 2026, the big questions remain. Will Luna return from the dead to exact revenge on the Spencers? Can Brooke and Ridge survive their latest marriage now that Taylor is out of the picture? Who will the new RJ be, and will he bring a new rivalry to the design floor? Today is a somber day for the fans of the bold and the beautiful. As we stand at the threshold of 2026, looking back at the whirlwind that was 2025, the landscape of Los Angeles fashion and Forrester family drama has been forever altered. It has been a year of very sad news, unexpected goodbyes, and casting shifts that have left the fandom in a state of shock. From the potential end of an era for the show's patriarch to the bloodiest hospital rush in soap history, here is your definitive guide to the jaw-dropping exits, deaths, and cast shakeups that rocked B&B in 2025. Broken Heart, the end of an era? John McCook and the retirement rumors. The biggest sad news that sent ripples through the soap world involved the legendary John McCook, Eric Forrester. For months, rumors swirled that the only original male cast member was finally hanging up his tuxedo. The drama reached a fever pitch in December 2025, when the show aired a surprise retirement party for Eric. Seeing the Forrester patriarch look back on his legacy felt like a final goodbye. Ridge's Torsten K. firm stance on keeping his father away from the stress of the business added fuel to the fire, making fans fear that the show was pushing out the heart and soul of Forrester Creations. The reality, in a move of intellectual honesty and relief for fans, John McCook himself set the record straight on the Soapy podcast. The 81-year-old actor stated, "I am not going to leave. I have no reason to leave. I will just sit here. Brace yourselves." 2025 will go down in history as one of the most dramatic, heartbreaking, and unpredictable years ever on the bold and the beautiful. From explosive exits and controversial deaths to cast shakeups that left us reeling, this year had it all. Whether you're a diehard fan or a casual viewer, here's the ultimate breakdown of everything that shook Los Angeles and Malibu B&B style in 2025. Crying faced the biggest loss of 2025, Luna Nozawa's heartbreaking exit. The most shocking and talk about event of the year was undoubtedly the death of Luna Nozawa, played by actress Lisa Yamada. After months of escalating chaos and a terrifying prison escape storyline, Luna's arc came to a gut-wrenching end on November 21st, 2025, when she was hit by a car while fleeing law enforcement. The character's death was confirmed on screen by Deputy Chief Baker, leaving fans stunned and many still not ready to believe she's truly gone. Soap Opera Network +1. Pushpin Why It Hurt So Much. Luna went from troubled troublemaker to one of the most iconic villains in recent B&B history. Her string of crimes, betrayals, and shocking reversals made her unforgettable. Her final exit wasn't just a death, it was a legacy. Soap Opera Network. Pensive face fan reactions have been intense. Some argue she might not be gone forever, because the show has a long history of reviving dead characters. Rumors and theories about her possible return continue to swirl online. TV Insider. But L.S. Yamada herself seemed to confirm her exit with an emotional Instagram message thanking fans and reflecting on her time on the show. Soap Opera Network. Performing arts cast comings and goings, who left and who returned. 2025 wasn't just about Luna. It was also jam-packed with waves of exits and surprise reappearances that reshaped the B&B landscape. Sparkles 1. Steffy Forrester's extended absence and return. Beloved heroine Steffy Forrester, played by Jacqueline MacInnes Wood, took maternity leave mid-year, giving birth to her newest son and stepping back from the show for several months. This was a huge deal because Steffy is a central anchor of the Forrester clan and one of the show's most popular characters. Soap Dirt. Baby, when she left, the writers explained her absence by sending her out of town. But when she returned in September, the storylines twisted again, forcing her back into the tangled world of love, betrayal, and family strife. Soap Dirt, Counterclockwise Arrows Button 2. Thomas Forrester's Roller Coaster Journey. Matthew Atkinson returned as Thomas Forrester mid-year and had a brief but intense impact on the core love triangle drama. Thomas showed up twice, once in September to confront Brooke Logan over Ridge, and again in late 2025 as part of a new Hope for the Future initiative that shook up Forrester Creations. Soap Dirt. But here's the twist. His appearances were sporadic and not consistently featured in opening credits, leading fans to suspect his on-screen time in 2026 might be limited. Soap Dirt. Crying Face 3. Douglas Forrester's fade back to off-screen life. Henry Joseph Samry briefly reprised his role as Douglas Forrester, appearing only for a few episodes around Hope and Liam's wedding. Then, just as suddenly, he was gone again. Soap Dirt. Fans were excited to see more of Douglas, especially after his emotional reunion with his extended family. But his departure left viewers wanting more and wondering when or if he'll return in 2026. 24H Magazine. Cyclone 4. The Case of R.J. Forrester and Possible Recast Rumors. One of the year's most bizarre soap mysteries involved R.J. Forrester, who disappeared from the story without explanation in late 2024, but whose potential recast was whispered about throughout 2025. Photos of a new young actor, Brian Nicoletti, circulating with cast members set off speculation that RJ may return in 2026, hinting at exciting future conflict within the Forrester family. Soap Dirt. Handshake 5. Nick Marone's disappointing return. Jack Wagner's much-anticipated return as Nick Marone came with big promises, including a possible romance with Brooke Logan. But in true soap fashion, the storyline fizzled. After barely a kiss and grand hints of engagement plans, Ridge ended up rescuing Brooke in Italy, and the long-rumored Brooke/Nick romance abruptly collapsed. Soap Dirt. Fans called it one of the most underwhelming returns of the year, leaving many to wonder why so much hype didn't translate into meaningful storytelling. Soap Dirt. Broken heart, near misses, and survival stories direct hit Liam Spencer's brush with death. Earlier in 2025, one of the core Spencer family members, Liam Spencer, seemed minutes from death after a shocking storyline that left him unconscious and in peril. Though rumors swirled that Scott Clifton might be leaving the show entirely, Liam survived, and fans breathed a sigh of relief as the character fought back from what looked like a fatal situation. The Direct. This event reminded audiences that while B&B isn't afraid to toy with mortality, the death of a major core character is still rare, and whether Liam's brush with death signals a more dramatic future remains up for debate. The Direct. Calendar, the Power Shift. Forrester Creations and Family Turmoil. Beyond cast comings and goings, 2025 was a year of leadership shakeups and family drama that reshaped the series in seismic ways. Office-building power battles and new rivalries. With Brooke and Ridge emerging as the official endgame couple, confirmed by B&B head writer Brad Bell, longtime love triangles finally shifted, though not without controversy. Soap Opera Magazine. Brooke and Ridge's latest union brought closure to one of daytime TV's longest sagas, but also stirred resentment from characters like Taylor and Thomas, who felt left out or sidelined. Soap Opera Magazine. Dress Fashion World Shake UPS. Forrester vs. Logan Designs. 2025 also saw intense rivalry between Forrester Creations and Katie Logan's new fashion house, which challenged the status quo and set the stage for fresh creative and personal conflicts. 24H Magazine. This fashion battle added an extra layer of celebrity-level glamour and competition to the show, and has positioned 2026 as a pivotal year for the next generation of designers in LA. 24H Magazine. Brain fan reactions and social media explosions. Nothing underscores the emotional impact of 2025 like how the fans responded online. Fire many viewers still don't believe Luna is truly gone. Reddit threads exploded with theories that she's coming back undead style because B&B does that. TV Insider. Collision. Some fans are fed up with repetitive writing and recycled plot twists, saying the soap needs fresh ideas, not the same tropes repeated over decades. Reddit. Speech Balloon. Others begged for classic characters like Quinn, Wyatt, Amber, and others to return, insisting the show's magic is in its deep family history. Reddit. Broken Heart and a small but vocal group expressed frustration with behind-the-scenes shakeups impacting crew and staff, calling for more respect for real people who make the show happen. Reddit. Eyes what this means for 2026. With 2025 behind us, Bold and the Beautiful heads into a pivotal year, and almost everything that happens sets the stage for even bigger stories in 2026. Pushpin. Luna's legacy. Is she really gone? Fans say no, and the show's history supports a possible return. TV Insider. Pushpin. RJ Forrester recast? Could introduce new blood and drama. Soap Dirt. Pushpin. Fashion wars escalate. Katie versus Forrester creations could become the central conflict. 24H Magazine. Pushpin family tensions reignite. Hope's marriage, Ridge and Brooks' union, and old rivalries still simmering. Soap Opera Magazine.